Welcome to Supernaut, where we explore the inner and outer dimensions of the self. Today, my guest is Kati Koch. Katie used to pick me up for high school at this exact location where we are recording. Back then, she had this larger-than-life energy full of excitement and adventure, but now, 1,286 days sober from alcohol, she has that same energy, but it's grounded, radiant, and entirely her own. So I asked you to pick a song for us to listen to before we started. What song did you pick?
Yep. So I picked Quitter by Cameron Whitcomb. Cameron is a Canadian singer that actually was on American Idol in season 20, which I did not know him from. He made it to the top 20, but did not make it to the 10. But because of his time on the show, he started to get recognized. Then he blew up on TikTok, which is where I actually saw him in my early days of recovery while on sober TikTok. So the song I picked, I like all of them. And honestly, this isn't even my favorite one, but I picked it because I listened to it on repeat for months in the first few months of sobriety. He has this energy. He's been an addict. He's in recovery now, but he was an addict since he was 12. And he's super open about his sobriety and like about the things that he went through, which are very raw and real. And he's got the energy of a child. He's my spirit animal, honestly, on the stage. He's sweating and jumping around. And
You've seen him in person?
No, I keep telling my husband that we should go. I feel like he's on the smaller end that you wouldn't pay so much, and like you could probably get into a small venue, but he is touring. So yeah, he's pretty awesome.
That's amazing. He talks about losing friends. Did you lose any friends when you
Yeah, he
sober?
talks about losing friends that he used to trust, which is so. Yeah, you lose a lot of people in your life, and you'll hear that a lot in recovery. You probably talk to a handful of people compared to all the friends that we used to have. I mean, everybody was your best friend, but were they really your best friend? And then the ones that stay, you have this guilt of how you used to treat them or how they used to view you. So like that song talks about living with that guilt and like going through that and proving to be a better person, not just saying it, but living that way.
Because did you lose more people because you had to distance yourself from them, or they didn't want to hang out with you because you weren't that fun? Like, not that you're not fun, but that like extravagant, fun, drunk person buying shots and partying.
Yeah, I think it was more on my side. I feel like not only was it, 3.5 years ago that I got rid of alcohol, drugs, any substance, that I have not done anything. I haven't smoked weed or anything. But with that was also getting rid of anybody that I didn't feel bettered me in any way, shape, or form. So I always tell people I'm sober from toxic people, toxic environments, and substances. So yeah, and the friends get quieter. I've heard that on many of your shows, and that's very common. They don't want to say the wrong thing. They want they don't want to include you because they don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. I think it's more that than them like thinking you're no fun. So a lot of people just stop talking to you, but I feel like I stopped talking to a lot of people.
Yeah, so it goes both ways, but it's hurtful both ways too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to tell those people no that want to hang out with you, but you're like, even if you're just a little bit toxic, it's just too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's go back to when you first started drinking and just go through the whole thing.
Well, I mean, I was class partier.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, 2003.
Remember me, you, and Katie Hagerness bartending, like us three all were class partiers.
It was a part of my life in every way, shape, or form. I was the, achievement, you're going to drink. It was a Tuesday, you're going to drink. You're in every activity, any bar. Our generation grew up going to the bars. I mean, that's what we did. The bars were packed. They're not that way anymore. I see these kids at the gym, and I'm just like so proud that they're just growing up a little bit differently than we are. You would not find me on a Friday night at the gym.
Yeah, and they always have sober cabs too. Like even when I was still bartending, you never had to worry about them driving. They were so much more responsible.
Yeah, I know us older millennials. I mean, it was dart league and bowling and anything.
Every night of the week.
Every single night. So, that continued on through my 20s, and then, I was also a bartender and a bar owner and lived in the bars. I mean, it was just what you did. And then, we bought a house with a bar in the basement, and it was like people coming over all the time, and I didn't know any different.
And I wouldn't give up those memories.
I know.
And did you black out?
No, I was really
You
good.
never
No.
got to black out, yeah. Because I didn't think so, because you weren't a sloppy drunk.
No. Nope. But I think that was the problem, too.
Right.
Like, I don't know, I masked really well, too, and I maintained a pretty normal life, like stable life, until it caught up, and we'll get to that. But, like, yeah, so during my 20s, it was just normal. I felt like social. Everybody was doing it. I didn't ever feel peer pressure. I was probably the leader. My mom's like, well, would you do that if would you jump off a bridge if your friend did? And I'd be the one doing it first.
Right.
Like,
I feel that.
Do you know how many parents still tell me, like, I didn't want my kid to hang out with you in high school? And that makes me sad. But I thought it was pretty cool. And
You were
I was
super
pretty
cool.
energetic, but
Yeah. You were so fun to be around, and you still are.
yeah, and then the drinking kind of turned to a coping thing. When I went through my divorce, we just had a lot of issues, and not saying that if we would have talked about it, we would have stayed married. I don't think we were each other's people. We're just, now that I found my person, I feel like it makes more sense. I just wish I would have handled it differently. And then after, all the guilt had me spiraling out of control. I mean, drinking, putting myself into really bad situations with really terrible people, a terrible relationship that we weren't good to each other. I mean, I can't even blame like that relationship on just a sole person. Like, I just feel like I self-sabotaged, and so then that was probably a good 4 years, which got more into drug use. It wasn't just alcohol and just anything that could quiet my mind. And then I never worked through the cause, like, why did I do that? And why did this end? And why did I, split up my family? And so then you're just living with that, and you just can't. So by the time I realized that I had an issue, and I know you've asked this question, like, are there other times that you've wanted to stop? Not really. I feel like when I really wanted to stop, I did.
Because you were maintaining your job. It wasn't like you lost custody of your kids.
No, everything, I really truly think I masked well. And now I look back and I don't even know how I did it. Like, I was always really good at my job. I had this, like, when I got sober, there were so many people that were like, I didn't even know you had an issue. Like, I had no idea. People were thinking that, like, my mom forced me into, my ex forced me into getting sober. Like, they were all, because I didn't have an issue. Like, they were thinking somebody made me admit this thing that wasn't true. Because I managed, like you said. Like, it was, I always had a career. I didn't get into any trouble with the law. There was several times where I'd have personal challenges, like, I'm going to go no weekdays, no drinking. But that only probably started like a year before I quit. I mean, so you're talking 37 years old. So drank all the way, most of my 30s. 30, I'm trying to do the math. Yeah, like 36. I quit. So, like, I never was that person that was like, kept trying. I just, I don't know. But I like kept seeing myself get worse and worse and worse. I couldn't stick with the weekday. It would just, and then it was Thursdays. And then you're driving. And I kept getting lucky that nothing ever happened. But it just got worse and worse and worse.
And you could tell it was getting worse, but you just kind of ignored it, or?
I could tell that I was calling in a little bit more to work. I was needing help getting the boys from Mora because I had got my own apartment, which I thought was the greatest thing because I never lived on my own. I'm just like I just hopped like relationship to relationship, and like, I was finally at a place where I could afford my own place. And the place that I unfortunately got was a triplex in Cambridge, and both neighbors were drug users. And I didn't know that when I rent. And rent is so expensive, and it was the only place I could find. So I had these unusual neighbors downstairs and a single guy that lived upstairs that worked odd hours and didn't want any kids talking. So I had found myself over in this place without my children half the time, and all this time to just drink. So then I started drinking during the day, and I couldn't even pick the boys up because I'd have to get help because I couldn't drive in the middle of the day.
So would you call friends to
Yeah.
help you pick them up?
Kevin, a lot. So he knew I was going through some stuff, and he had helped me move into this place, and I just like had this brand new start, and I was just ruining it. Like I finally just like had this time where I got to spend it with the boys, and I was there for them when they were there. So I was always that mom that was like, I don't feel like I was a bad mom when I was a drinker. Like but I'm such a better mom now. But yeah, so then I started realizing it was starting to affect work a little bit. I had a coworker call my mom because she couldn't get a hold of me. And she lived in New Mexico. And she remembered that I said that my mom worked where she worked. So she like found the number and called her and had her call the cops and have a well check because I was sleeping. And they barged in to my apartment, and I was sleeping middle of the day with a bottle of vodka next to my bed. So that was about a week before I went to detox. But prior to that, I just really didn't think about quitting. Like it just like kind of hit me. Like it can go so fast too. You can go from a social drinker to down the rabbit hole in a blink of an eye. So,
So what was that week like between them finding you
yeah.
and deciding to go to detox?
I was working a shift at a bar, and I ended up walking out mid-rush. Didn't want to do it anymore. I was just like, I don't know. I was just like not in a good state of mind, and I just drank the entire way back to Cambridge and then continued to shut myself off for an entire weekend. And by the end, I could drink an entire bucket of Fireball, shooters in a day, vodka straight. I don't know why everybody goes to vodka either. It's like people, I think that they can't smell the cinnamon anymore, and then maybe like they think that vodka's more. But it seems to a lot of stories you hear, they go from beer to booze, shots, to vodka, straight vodka, out of a coffee mug.
Well, I think all alcohols are different spirits, so maybe vodka just has that overtaking spirit.
Yeah, it did the trick. So I ended up going online.
Now, could you imagine taking a shot of vodka?
No, and I don't have any cinnamon candles. I do not. You hear that meme about like alcohol, like Becky, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Becky, that's cinnamon, not.
Yeah.
And that meme.
That's cinnamon flavor, not Fireball flavor. Yeah.
Yeah. So I ended up going online, and I don't even know what website. I was completely drunk and going online and just searching like detoxes in the area, which the first website took me to this like 1-800 number that I called, and this lady was like, we can get you in, we'll get you on a flight. And I'm like, a flight? And they're like, yeah, the place is in Boston. And I kept thinking like, wouldn't I just go to the hospital or like, but you're going to go to Boston. So it's such a blur because I left pretty quickly, and I didn't want to tell a lot of people, but for some reason I thought I'm going to take accountability. I'm going to post this on Facebook, which was, I ended up deleting it, but like lots of people saw it.
Yeah, and I can see that being smart with the accountability.
And yeah, so there was a part of me that was like, I'm going to tell everybody. So then that caused like this big whirlwind. So when I got to the airport, they must set up some type of support where they know where you're going. So you don't have to do any check-in or security. I mean, they have somebody walk with you. It was so awesome now that I think about it. But like, so I get on this plane and they actually brought booze to me because they don't want to risk like going into seizures, you
So
know?
what was the phone call like? And I want to go back even further
Yeah,
quick
yeah.
though. Like that decision, did it just pop in your head like I'm just gonna look up detox? Or were you like really in a bad state of mind where you're like, I have to do something, something needs to change?
Yeah, there's actually, I kind of did skip over some of that. So, like, during all these things that I were noticing that were getting worse and worse and worse, I had also, like, started dating Jamie, who is the most amazing human in the entire planet. Like, I couldn't even say more good things about him. He is just like, but I couldn't let him see me or be with me because I know how self-sabotage, like, I would ruin anything. I would.
Like you loved him so much already that you were like,
And he was so like such a good human, and I hadn't had that in like so long, and he was so selfless. And so we had been dating a little bit, but I had kind of still been talking to my ex at the time too, and I just kept saying like I'm going to go back. And it wasn't just my ex, but like the lifestyle. I'm going to just end up keep going back, and I don't want Jamie to have to go through this. He like doesn't deserve it. So like I had to make a change. So like that was, yeah, like I had to go and I had to go now. And I kept reading the stories like about detox, and like I kind of felt like I was to the point where I needed detox. Like I couldn't even go a half a day without shaking. So like, and keep in mind this started only a month or two before, where it got to the shakes, where it
mm,
got to the
mhm,
like where my body was in my mind. But yeah, so random website. They
mhm.
talked about they took a payment, an insurance card, and I couldn't remember my social security number
Mm,
because I was so like I could not remember it.
mhm.
Um that same week, I don't think I've even told anybody this story, but I couldn't get into my apartment with the code that I set, and I had to call my third grader, Mason at the time. He's probably in fourth, no, fifth grader. So I had to call the school to get him to come to the office to tell me the code to get in, which, by the way, he brought up 3 months probably after I was sober, which made me cry so hard. I mean, and he said it nice, but we'll get to the after part. But all these things, I'm like, we got to make a change. So I'm on this plane, and my Facebook status is going nuts. I'm getting the nicest messages from people, but I'm also getting a bunch of people saying, like, you don't even have a problem. I don't know who's making you do this. I don't know why you're doing this. And they gave me a shooter. I remember they were like, "What do you want to drink?" And now I look back and it's because of that. I mean, they don't want you to get
Freak out
sick like
there.
in
Mhm.
the air. So I got there late, and I remember I wanted to stop at the gas station for cigarettes at the time because I'm going to be going into this place, and my cards won't work because I had some out of state restrictions. So just everything's a mess. And we get there and they have to do a bunch of blood work. They like take pictures of your tattoos. It's like kind of feels that you're changing, you're not wearing many clothes. They're looking you over. I blew like a point two after hours. I mean, with only one shooter. I mean, you just it was pretty bad. And they take your phone, and you're wearing the flip flop, like the no jewelry, no makeup, no
Like a robe and flip flops
scrubs,
like
like
that.
kind of type. Yeah. So that was quite an experience. I mean, so they give you meds that help with the withdrawals.
Mm.
I had really bad dreams. The first, I was sweating, just sweating. I'll never forget that. I had a dream about drowning, and I woke up and I was just sweating all those toxins out. And by the third day, you're sober. I mean, you're feeling better, but you stay for a week, and they push for you to stay for 30 days. I needed to get back to work. Um, I needed to get back to the kids and stuff, and I felt so bad taking a week even. I met some really great people that I still talk to a few. Most of them have relapsed. I have not. Like, not even close. Like, not even, no desire. So detox was definitely a lifesaver. I opted out of the 30-day program. I have not done any sort of after. I love hearing your podcast about like AA and different, because we all recover differently. Um, I think AA is great. It's not for me. I'm not super spiritual. I'm not super religious, but I do genuinely want to just live better. I never want to ever have that pain, like live in that. It's like not one part of me is even want to look back, honestly. Most people just like have a tough time in recovery a lot. I mean, it is hard, the loneliness, but I just never want to feel like that ever again. I have a picture from that day on the, oh, yuck. So, yes, detox.
So has there been any hard days?
Um,
Or was there in the beginning? Or you were just like, I mean, we're going to get to your boards
Yeah.
later, and I think that'll kind of help
Yeah.
everybody know how you did this so quickly. But,
yeah. So I also feel like it is so awesome that there's so many stories about sobriety now. This podcast has just lit up my life. Like, I hear new people, and I'll have people reach out and be like, "What's your favorite NA beer?" Or you know, like just all these questions. And I really related to what you said about like at one point you weren't ready to like help people. That was in a recent one. I was quiet for a while. I openly talked about it, but I don't think I was ready to help people for a while. But the first, I'd say 6 months was that lonely. You have so much time. You spend so, like, I spent so much time thinking about where I was going to drink, thinking about what I was going to be doing, worried about what everyone else is doing all the time. I had this, like, FOMO my entire life.
I know.
I don't care about what anyone's doing.
When I bartended and like my friends that wouldn't come in the bar, I would get so upset. Like, why can't you come see me? Now I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't want to go to bar for the rest of my life. I just don't want that energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but that's all I wanted before. Like, I couldn't understand why people want it.
I would see Snap stories and I'd feel a little sad.
At first, do you still?
Once in a while. So I feel like once I got through the uncomfortable stage where I was like, don't want to relapse, I don't want to be around it, you know, like feeling a little bit like, why can these people handle it? But are some of them handling it? Probably not. But like, why? There are some people that just don't have an issue. And I have no judgment that people are going to the bars. So I don't want to. I just couldn't believe how much time that was taking. And not to mention like feeling like crap the whole next day. So that time too. Like I haven't been hungover in 3.5 years. I couldn't even imagine like ever being hungover again. So yeah, 6 months. I'd say 6 months. Now I see snaps. I think it's more like these girls trips. I don't have like a group of girls. Like I have Kim, and she is by far enough. But like, and she will do things with me. But like these girls trips, you know, like I don't have a group of girls anymore. They don't text.
Like, there's community in drinking and going to bars.
Yeah. Even like little things like meat raffle or bingo or like I don't get asked to do that, which is okay because you know I probably wouldn't go, and they probably know that. I have a really busy life too. I don't even know how I would have maintained what I do drinking. My life is go, go, go.
So did you replace it with anything when you got out?
I mean, I was already a gym goer for sure, and I've tried the running thing. I was a runner in 16 and 17. But I always feel like it was holding me back. Like I was the classic, like, I'm gonna run a marathon. I'm going to, you know, do this anytime challenge, that's the summer challenge, but I would never complete it when I was a drinker.
Mm-hmm.
Like the mornings you didn't want to go, and I kind of just half-assed everything. So I feel like quitting just opened up like all that. I mean, I've pretty much
Mm-hmm.
completed everything that I wanted to, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I felt it with gym more, just more
Mm-hmm.
intense, and then obviously running
Mm-hmm.
and just hanging with Jamie.
Yeah.
So to
Well,
add to this story too, Jamie, actually, we weren't even officially dating when I went to detox, and he quit the day I left. And Jamie didn't have a rock bottom. He he didn't. Like that's why we all just like, you don't even have to quit if you just want to like feel like better in your life. And anyway, not just alcohol. Like I not if there's something that's holding you back, or you just feel like you could do better without it, like it's not, being in recovery isn't just for people that were sitting on the kitchen floor like me crying all the time. And so Jamie just quit.
yeah.
And he
To
had
support you.
he had no problems after either, and I
Mm-hmm.
envied that a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. Like he just went on with life. And
Mm-hmm.
so that was, yeah, that was, but he was such a role model. So I think like I filled my time with him, and we were new,
Mm-hmm.
new relationships. And
Well, I think your personality has so much to do with it. Why it took the week instead of longer, but also, yeah, having a new relationship and then just making that hobby stronger of going to the gym.
yeah, and I got a dog. I never had a
Mm-hmm.
dog.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it. Sober TikTok. Oh,
Yeah.
dopamine bursts of reels
Yeah.
filled my brain. Sober TikTok was amazing. Then I started making a few sober TikToks, and then people reach out, and it's a great community.
Mm-hmm.
I would say sober reading. I've wanted to do that. Unfortunately, my ADHD kind of makes reading hard, and I keep hearing to switch to audio, and I should
Mm-hmm.
do that. Videos are easier for me to follow. So, but I hear reading is something I definitely want to try to take on more. But being outside as much as I was, I didn't even want to go in.
Mm-hmm.
So those were kind of some things. Nothing really bad though.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people will go to spend a little bit more money, or
Right?
or gamble or do something that's like,
Yeah, replace it with something that's
yeah,
almost just as bad or as
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so again, I think your personality had so much to do with it, and then like getting into that hobby, making the gym
I probably
priority.
annoyed my children a lot more because I don't miss a practice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you could just drop them off, but I go because that's my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I call Kevin and I'm like, hey, can I pick up the boys? I know it's not my time. Like, I'm gonna go to practice. He's like, you need a life. I was like, this is my life. So
Mm-hmm.
I heavily, I mean, I'm so involved with their lives. Like I chaperone, I do as much as I humanly can, kind of help. I don't coach, but I'm there, and so they got a lot of my time. They help me so very much during it.
What's been your favorite run or race that you've done?
Ooh, Twin Cities was fantastic. So one, because I loved grandmas. I did. And I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
grandmas. I'm in, and it's their 50th anniversary, and they filled the slots in hours.
Wow.
So obviously I had done halves, a lot of halves, and prior, and then grandma's was great. You don't know what to expect. It's a lot harder than I kept thinking, like, you're gonna train, and the training's the hard part. And I even said, like, oh, the training's down, now it's just celebration day.
Mm.
No, the race was hard.
Mm.
It was humid.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I went slower than I thought I was going to, and I'm like, I set a goal, and I bash myself if I don't get to it. So, but I wasn't discouraged. I mean, I ran 26 miles. I mean, under 1% of the population has done that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It is far. It's amazing. No other feeling. That finish line is like, it's gold.
Mm-hmm.
Twin Cities was my favorite because I had continued to train, and I was more ready, and I was hydrated. And all the things that I knew that I needed to work on, I had done by the book. And then I just got to enjoy it more. Like I kept reminding myself, like, look around, these people come out, the crowds, the signs, everything they're giving out, like pickles and candy and biofreeze, and they're just like it's a whole atmosphere.
What's your favorite part of running? Is it that like community?
Yeah, so I'm a solo runner other than races. There's a few people that are like, oh, we'll run together, like let's plan that, and I just a little cringe because I need, we have 4 kids and there's a lot going on all the time, and and now that I don't do any like, I don't have I don't have any
Well, you have a really active brain, so is that where you can go
Oh,
to
yeah.
get your brain to shut off?
Yeah.
How long are you running for before your brain gets there?
I don't even know if it really does, but it does help. Sometimes.
And
I play a lot of games in my head, like I pretend a pole is like the finish line.
yeah.
So then the next pole, I'm like, okay, there's the new finish line.
Do you picture people there too?
Yes.
Cheering you on? That's awesome.
Or I play the alphabet game where I'm like, okay, I got a name.
Yeah.
Like a restaurant with A, and then I just go. Or
Every time before you go out for a run, do you want to go and you're excited, or do you have to make yourself?
oh no, I want to. So the first time around I didn't. So that's different too. Like I am pumped.
And then does your body, especially like in marathons, get really sore? And like, how do you fight through that pain?
Yeah, so Duluth was rough. So I saw Jamie at mile 18. He had biked like 7 miles to see me at the closest. Duluth was also really hard because you're secluded for 14 miles when you were on that Two Harbors, that nature road, the road that runs parallel to the freeway or whatever. Nobody's there except a few houses. So you were completely, and my earbuds died, or one of them didn't work. So I can't run or function without music, shower, nothing. So I'm like, okay. So by 18, I was hurting. And the problem was I stopped to talk to him. And once I stopped, I could not move my legs. So they had like they had like their most med tents full at this grandma's because it was so humid. So it was like yellow flagged, which is like cautious. Like that weekend in Mora was 100 degrees when we got back for a grad party. Thankfully, Lake Superior kind of brought, the air conditioner, but like it was sticky. So that pain, and I didn't hydrate well enough once I hit 18, I couldn't put anything in my body. No water, no Gatorade, no tabs, no fuel. So I just stopped.
Why couldn't you?
Because you get nauseous in the humid.
Yeah.
So you have to make yourself that was the hard. So for Twin Cities, I was prepared. I had taken salt tabs even when I didn't need to. Like I felt so good. So when Kim and Jamie saw me at the half, Jamie said I didn't even look like I had been running. Like I was just this different human. Like I was enjoying every second. I saw Alan Page from the Vikes like playing his tuba under a bridge. It was like awesome. The Vikings were playing. I had no idea what the score was. I kind of thought listening would make me either anxious or I just needed my music. So I was like, I didn't know. But I was just enjoying like so much more. I was like eating anything and everything I saw.
Like, were you living in the moment really well?
Yeah.
And
yeah, it was awesome. There was kids at the 6.7 mile that were 6'7". It was just like oh man, it was so awesome. And for Duluth, it was just like a blur because I was like so concerned and it was all new. And I was just like, I barely remember any of it just because like, I don't know. Twin Cities, I like vowed I was going to be, plus I felt better. Oh, so I saw them, or Kim had put a Facebook video on like that week, and her son Slade ran too. So and it was his first, and just like I said at Duluth, because when I crossed the finish line, I was more sore than I've ever been in my entire life. And there's a video of me saying like I'll never do that again, and then 3 days later I signed up for Twin Cities. So Slade did the same thing. So I finished in front of him, and when he came in the front, he told Kim that he was going to run an ultra. he was like, that was so hard, but I think and that is a perfect definition because that's like the emotions that I go through because the feeling is like no other.
Yeah.
And she had said on that video, she was telling that story, and she also said like, and my best friend, she PR'd by like 15 minutes, and she just was a whole different Katie. Like she's like hooting and hollering. Plus, but when you see the Capitol, it's amazing. It was beautiful outside. The weather was so perfect. It was like 65, but it was an overcast for a while. It rained for like little blurps of time where it was just enough to just like cool you down. No humidity. And you see the Capitol and you come over the hill and there's all these people. And I saw this big group of Vikings guys, like all in purple. And I yelled, what's the score? And they're like, we won. And so every picture of me is like,
That must be the best day.
it was the best day. And I PR'd by 15 minutes, which is huge in running time. I mean, it's not
Must have been all that adrenaline. Like just a perfect day.
I was less sore after. We went and ate after, and Jamie had to help me out of the car. And you can't really go to the bathroom the first time, like when you're sitting down on the toilet.
Oh, yeah.
But it wore off faster because my body was just in better shape. And unfortunately, I'm on a break right now. I needed a break. I had trained for 9 months straight. And not saying I'm not exercising, but like I'm just not running. And I'm going to start back up again in January for Duluth. And I applied for the lottery to get into Chicago, which is a world major. I think there's like 9 of them. They only take 20%. It's not, they take like the elites.
Is it random or do they?
It's random.
Okay.
So my times for Boston, I'd have to be a 70-year-old woman to qualify with my times. It's like super. But Chicago's randoms lottery, they used to take 50%, and now they have like 200,000 people.
When is that?
It's in October. So I wouldn't run Twin Cities, is my point. Like that, I love Twin Cities, but like the big fall ones, like who?
Yeah.
I think it'd be just so cool.
When do you find out if you get in?
December, the first week, I think. And if I don't get in there, I might try it for New York in November. That one just happened. And if I don't get into that the first time around, I'll probably do Twin Cities again in the fall and then try again. But World Major would be, you're running with 50,000 people. They only take 20%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm glad that you're taking a break right now because with your intense personality, I could see you like, no, I'm just going to keep training.
You're sad after.
You're sad that you can't
It almost felt like quitting drinking because it was like this, like what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah.
Like.
Right. And again, all the chemicals, all the dopamine that comes with it, and yeah.
Yeah. Running people are amazing.
So now you have to replace it with something else, like
I gotta
knitting
get back
or something.
into the gym. I do. Because I gave that up for a while. I was just running so much. And when you got to find time, and you're going out and running 20 miles at a time.
You got to eat a lot to
keep up. You got 4 hours.
Yeah.
And you got youth football on Saturdays, and you got basketball, and you got... It was... I think I read something that it was like, it's not hard to run a marathon. It's hard to find the time to train for a marathon. Like, that's much harder. Which is true.
Yeah. Well, I ran a few days this week.
Nice. It is awesome. I know
yeah,
people
I feel
like,
great when I do.
I know people are like, I would never do that. I never ran. I didn't run until I was 32 years old. I skipped running the mile in high school to smoke cigarettes in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Like
Right?
Like I did not run for fun ever.
When did you start? Right after high school, mid-20s?
I think when I was your boss. I mean, I'm talking back in I was 32.
Yeah, but did you go through a stint in your early 20s or anything? No, not until 32.
Yeah. I didn't even start going to the gym until 2015, which was right before that. So luckily I just was naturally like just busy all the time and like stayed pretty fit, I guess, if you call it that. Not a lot of discipline, but until I got into Marathon training takes some discipline.
Yeah.
It
Yeah. Seriously. So, is there anything that you miss about, like, that you mourn about your old life?
No, none.
That's good.
I mean, people like I'll make a post about like the new me or like all these great things, which none of it is ever a lie. Like it's all
Mm.
genuine. And people will say like, "Wow, you weren't even a bad person back then. You had great traits." Well, I think that I'm still like the same. A lot of it's still the same.
Mm-hmm.
I just I don't think I was a very good person for a very long time. Like, um, it's these little things like I don't think I've even told like a white lie in the last 3.5 years. Like nothing I say is ever, and I lied all the time.
Mm.
Like I was a liar. My dad's a liar. Like I just, I was so secretive all the time, and I just like I have no secrets.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I I tell Jamie sometimes like I'm gonna make a rumor up about myself because my life is so boring, but it's like such peace. I don't even look at it as boring.
Mm-hmm.
I have the most peaceful life right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like my worst day sober is better than almost every day drinking.
Mm-hmm.
The problems, like some will come up. I didn't notice that about myself until my suburban tranny went out on Memorial Weekend on 35. Okay, so it's busy.
Mm-hmm.
We have all the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Full suburban full of stuff for a weekend up there. And it just went out. Not wouldn't move. So my mom was camping and she was the closest to me. So I was like, "Can you pick me up?" And number one, have you been drinking? Because like I don't want to ruin your day if you're like, nope,
Mm-hmm.
I'll come get you or whatever. And then we called a tow truck. And my mom said she couldn't believe it. She told me this later. She said, I got in the car and all the kids, all these dinosaur toys and all this stuff that we're bringing, and we're in a convertible and her Mustang, and Jamie and Mason got in the tow truck and they went their way, and we were going home to get Jamie's truck and then repack up everything. And she said you had no chaos in your voice. You were like the most calm.
Mm-hmm.
It's like your car just broke down and it's going to be thousands of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
These kids are overstimulating, and like
Mm-hmm.
everything. And the old Katie would have been.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "I just never seen you like that." And I love that story because
Mm-hmm.
I just handle things so much better. Nothing is that bad,
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah. Because you were chaotic
Yeah.
and you did lie
Yeah.
and you and I fell apart, and I always feel really bad for that. I wonder if
Yeah.
there's anything I could have done. Is there anything you wish I would have done?
I really just needed to fix myself. I was so mad at friends that stopped talking to me at that point. I mean, you weren't the only one. There were so many. And of course, I was always blaming everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
My dad does that too. Like, I was always blaming everybody. And I just like couldn't see that, like, I'm the problem. I was the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for a lot of it, I was the problem. I'm not going to take blame for every single thing. But like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I so I don't miss that. I don't miss so
Mm-hmm.
many things. And that wasn't just linked to drinking, but I feel like quitting drinking and during the whole like learning how to deal with all of that with a clear head, and like that led to like
Looking at
yeah,
yourself in a
yeah. So
different
I'm not
way.
just blaming drink. All my problems back then weren't on drinking. It just definitely
Yeah, on your 1255th day on Facebook, you put, all of my most favorite things about my life today are a direct result of the fact that I got sober.
for sure. Like I know I always feel like people are probably reading stuff and be like, oh, I mean, and maybe they believe it, but could it be that good? I was like, I seriously am like, if you only knew me back then,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know me at all now. Like, I'm just like such
Mm.
a completely different human. And
Mm-hmm.
I, just with everything, like, I, I don't know. I feel like the benefits, I mean, you're talking not just the benefits of like clear skin, better sleep. I mean, I could go on and on about how much my
Mm-hmm.
life is better because it is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like all this, the relationship I have with my kids right now, like, I am so happy that they
Mhm.
have me and have seen me. I hate that they'll probably remember some of like that, but like I've been really open about my journey with them, and I couldn't have done it without them. And like just the relationship with them is better, and my co-parenting relationship is so much better. Like I said earlier, like we could write a book. We could. People have asked me like, how do you co-parent so well? Because
Mhm.
the boys come first. Like the boys
Mhm.
come first. We want and we care about each other. Not
Mhm.
in like a, overly way, but like I care about his well-being, he cares
Mhm.
about my well-being, and we
Well, you
just
married each other for a reason.
yeah, and we just work, and he's such a good dad, and like and I like the argument stopped when I stopped drinking, and the talking got better, and so my communication got better. I've got promoted at work 3 times since I've been sober.
Mm.
I was always a overachiever at work, but I felt like something was always holding me back from like taking the next step. It was
And it's like, what is it? Like,
yeah,
what's
I
holding me
know.
back? Like, the easiest, most simple thing ever, quit drinking. But in this society, until a couple years ago, like when it started getting popular and cool to get sober, like,
Yeah.
it didn't even cross your mind.
No. And people say, "Well, how did work get better?" Well, it's not like I was working or like drinking at work. Like the problem was I
Yeah.
wasn't like drinking at
Yeah.
work. It was like you're
But
feeling
your
like,
digestive
"Oh
system, like
yeah.
your eyesight, like like every part of your body when it's saturated with alcohol is going to function differently and affect how you work.
Yeah. Oh, and it's 4 o'clock. Like I might
Yeah.
get out of here because I gotta go.
Yeah. All
Like
you're thinking about
or I'm calling
is,
in sick for a stupid reason. So like that stopped. Plus your brain gets cleared.
mhm.
My brain, which is already not very clear with some ADHD stuff, but like I started like remembering more things. My
Mhm.
memory was so shot.
Mhm.
I mean, I told the story I couldn't even remember my social security number. So
Mhm.
like that stuff was happening at work too. I
Mhm.
wasn't volunteering to like take lead on stuff. I was just kind of just doing my job and being done. So like that part of stuff got way better. Um we talked about like the physical like the exercise part. You stop like just half doing things. Like you
Mhm.
put more in. I started listening better to people and communicating better. And
Yeah, and that just builds confidence because you
yeah,
know you're being a better person.
yeah. So the benefits were just I could go on and on and on. So when I post stuff like that, like it is so truthful.
Mhm.
And it might be a little corny sometimes where I'm like, no, I promise. Like, but
Mhm.
I don't really even remember. Like that girl back then she was just so sad
Mhm.
all the time.
Mhm. What's something you used to believe about yourself that now you know isn't true?
I didn't think I ever deserved to be happy after, especially after my first marriage. Like I just thought after that point, like, and maybe even prior to that, but like I honestly was like okay with people treating me like crap after that point. Maybe I thought I deserved it. Um, I never let good people just like into my life, and like I don't know. Like I said, I self sabotage all the time. So I felt like I didn't deserve it.
So do you think Jamie coming in was just like an angel
Oh
that
my!
took you out of it?
I don't even know how.
Or like how did you start to get to deserve it or feel like you did deserve it? Like how did you attract that in?
Well, I started to feel like I deserved it when I saw that I was bettering his life too. Like
Mm,
I I make Jamie really happy, and he always is very open about that. Like we're both so good to each other, but
mhm,
it's so easy. It's the easiest relationship I've ever been in. And I tell people all the time that are like going through a bad breakup or had dealt with somebody who was not nice to them, like you could find it. Like
mhm,
I never thought I'd find it either. Like and all of a sudden it was like you shouldn't even have to try to be loved. Like if somebody really loves you, it should just be easy.
mhm,
And like yeah, we might like little bicker about I mean, but really not really like not really.
mhm.
There is no drama in my relationship. It is just the easiest and I just want to be around him all the time. Like he yeah, he's he's so selfless and hardworking, and like he he is an overthinker. And your adjective project gave him
I
he
think he said this is really hard.
he did not tell me what he wrote, and of course I try to get it out of him because I hate surprises so much. And he wouldn't tell me, but he had such a hard time with it. But he generally means it. Like there's so many things that he loves about me too. So then I started deciding like I'm good for him too.
Mhm.
Like I'm not a charity case. He's not, like,
Mm.
because that's what I kind of felt like. I'm not good enough for this guy. Um, I deserve not this. So like it took a little time, but I don't know.
Yeah. What does freedom feel like to you now?
Recovery is freedom. It is. I have nothing. There's nothing in my life that is controlling me at all.
Mhm.
Not people, not substances. Nothing.
Mhm.
Nothing is controlling me. It is with that boredom, which is not boredom, comes peace and freedom.
Mhm.
I don't know, and you just get to learn about yourself. It is quite an experience to take in all those feelings when you're not numbing them. Oh
Mhm.
man, that was such a transition. Like you feel everything, but it's a good thing.
And because I said like alcohol is a spirit, do you feel like it ever said anything to you to try and pull you back in?
Uh,
Like was alcohol ever trying to control your brain and convince you?
Not after I quit. Not really. Um, I seriously was like, I don't I don't ever want to go back.
Yeah.
So I don't have like the stories of like I
Mhm.
don't.
Yeah.
Which I'm very grateful. Because
Mhm.
it is hard work, and it's not saying that I didn't have to like alter things to, maintain my, sobriety, but like I just don't miss me. I don't miss me on alcohol at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Well,
Yeah.
let's get into your words so that you don't have to have the
Okay.
surprise for much longer. And plus, it's going to explain so much of, I think, why you were able to stop drinking. Like, relatively easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Compared to
Yeah.
a lot of people who spend years
Yeah.
going back and
Yeah.
forth. So, for people who don't know, I have a dream of us all seeing each other in a more loving way or ourselves in a more loving way. So, I figure that we can see ourselves through the people who see us. So, I asked you to pick 6 or 7 people to describe you in 6 or 7 words. And then I put all those words together and pulled out your 5 biggest themes. So, you picked your husband, some friends. How did you decide who to pick?
My mom.
Yeah, some family.
Um,
These are the people that are you're closest to?
no. All people that have been in my life, like in recovery.
Mm,
Some of them were prior to though, but
mhm.
maybe a little bit the closer. But I want to kind of a wider like,
Range,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, well, your first word is fierce. Because 2 people said you were determined, 2 said driven, 2 said energetic, 2 said strong, hardworking, badass, passionate, resilient, tenacious, motivated, or motivational, transforming, brave, courageous, and ambitious. So that is a big first
Yeah.
group. Like it all fit in. Okay, your second word is radiant. Gregarious, which means sociable. Beautiful. A couple people said funny, dynamic, amusing, likable, mesmerizing, captivating, amiable, and charismatic. And then your third word is sincere. So you're caring, supportive, selfless, reliable, and loyal. And your fourth word is just authentic because 4 people said authentic,
Wow.
which was wild. And then the fifth word is perceptive because they said intelligent, brilliant, articulate, and progressive.
Wow.
Any of those really surprising?
The sincere one is awesome
Yeah.
because those are all qualities that I don't think I had when I was a drinker.
Mm-hmm.
Like those ones are like to be reliable. and supportive, and like that is so awesome because I've always just wanted to be a reliable human. That's actually great because I was not reliable. That's a perfect word. So flighty and so that's awesome.
Yeah.
The sociable doesn't surprise me. I feel like I've turned into an introvert, but I'm definitely not like. Who are we kidding?
Yeah, but you still love people. I mean, at the run, like being there with all of the stuff going on and at the finish line, and
Oh yeah,
I can see that being part of it.
because I felt like I was gonna lose that spark, like a lot. But no, who are we kidding? It takes me an hour to get out of Coburn's because I gotta talk to everybody.
Yeah.
I can't leave the gym door. I just like slowly ease my way back, and then someone draws me in. By the time I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, so social, yeah. Those are great words.
Yeah, you're still yourself without alcohol, you know?
Yeah. Still a dirty mind, and still I am. Yeah, just a little bit less out in the public so much, but that's all right. It gets more and more. You get more and more. You hide away for a while. But you're right. I think personally, people can't get me to shut up usually. You and me both.
So I had AI help me write a synopsis for you, and we came up with you're the storm and the sunlight, fierce and radiant in the same breath, because who you are was never just one thing. And I like that because I think a lot of people, when they think about quitting something like drinking or something that is so attached to their identity, they think, who am I without this? I mean, I have a friend that just quit smoking and keeps saying, you know, who am I without the cigarettes? It's like, you're everything. You're so many things. But it's that hold it'll have on you. It tells you, well, you're somebody different.
That's so true.
Or you're nobody.
Yeah, that's so true. I don't know if I knew who I was before. I don't know.
Yeah. So what do you do right now that you hope your grandkids do when they're your age?
I hope they stop saying slang words that they're saying nowadays. Number one. I hope that they're hardworking and caring humans. Just be a good person. And let yourself love yourself. Like, just why that's such a hard concept for so many people to love themselves. It was such a hard concept for me.
Seems to be for everybody, and I don't understand either why that evolutionary wise has came this far. Like, let's get rid of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just be so proud of yourself, like, and do good things, and
maybe Veda's generation can break that because I feel like, you know, they're more in touch with what they wear and expressing themselves and being themselves, and, you know. So hopefully. What do you do right now that you hope your grandkids don't do? Is there anything you want to kick?
Well, I won't say I don't want them to drink or enjoy, but I do want them to be able to cope and deal with life with like a clear mind. So not a really important part of my recovery was showing them that like you can do this without a crutch. So I really prefer that they don't get into, maybe they're not class partier of 20, I don't even remember what year they're graduating, but and I don't want them to ever be with or surround themselves with people that bring down their worth. Like I can't even say that enough. Like, there is enough people in this world that will make you feel good about yourself. Do not hold on to somebody that just... And I want my boys to know now that you are who you hang out with a little bit. And if somebody that you're hanging out with isn't making you feel good or just doesn't fit or be comfortable enough to let that friendship maybe go, or just, hang out with people that make you feel good. I did not sometimes. So don't do that. Don't ever make anyone, don't bring your light down, man. Be loud and proud. So.
Well, I'm so glad you came on. And when I decided to do this, you were like one of the top people that I was like, oh, I hope that she comes on, because I didn't know if I would get anybody to. But I prayed that you would, because you have such a beautiful story, and I wanted to hear it in person. And I brought you up in the first or second episode, I can't remember, but about how you and one other person were the only people encouraging to me to move to Chicago. Everybody else was either negative about it, tried to talk me out of it, told me I was irresponsible, or was just unresponsive. It was just like, oh, hey, I'm moving to Chicago. And they're like, okay, what are we doing tonight? And it was like, okay, well, I'm kind of excited about this. I want to talk about it. And you were so excited for me and so supportive, and made me feel like I could do it. So that just shows, how you've always been adventurous.
Yeah. I'm so surprised I wasn't selfish and wanted to keep you here, though. I feel like. Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that I came on the podcast, and I've been listening to so many. And if you would have told me when we were hanging out in our early 20s, probably, that you'd be doing a podcast, I'm going to say I wouldn't have been surprised. I actually, it makes sense. It tracks. Your personality, it's been so fantastic. And I will say, I feel like in the group, especially in the sobriety talks, I feel like I kind of was one of the first. I know
yes, you have been the most supportive.
I do feel like all these people coming on, and it's, oh my goodness. But when I first quit, there wasn't a ton of people that were sober. And I feel like I'm so happy that these newer people experimenting with it, whether they're just curious or they're actually living sober, they have bigger support systems, and this podcast has been so fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
it means so much.
Yeah.
Thanks. And yeah, keep making your TikToks. They're so helpful too.
I will.
And I hope that you come back on.
Yes, please.
Okay, anytime.